Oh no, we're late.
No, we're late.
But now we're
So
here,
what?
live from our house. It's Who Picked This Buddy Read.
Love it.
I didn't down myself that time. I just flew with it.
You just went for it.
I normally, like, I get halfway through and I panic because I read your thing and I was like, not today. You're not getting me today.
Not today, ma'am. Not today. So yeah, I just refreshed the YouTube and we are live. And
I'm not sure who that is, but hello. I always wait for you to tell me who they are.
As I'm like sharing to Twitter that we're live. Sorry. Oh, it's Aaron. He's like it's like a duel. It's him and his partner Heidi. They have the channel together. But I believe this is Aaron because Aaron is the one that was reading this series, especially for because we recommended it, obviously. So nice. he plowed through the first 3 books. So
man.
Yeah, he finished it.
Well done, sir. Well done.
He finished it today, and he tagged you on Twitter too.
Okay. I haven't been on Twitter. I'm the worst. Like, I got on Twitter for Wild Earth, and then I sent them questions, and I deleted it when they didn't answer it. And then I've done a few things, I think, with their Brie Baker stuff, and then I'm like, So I need to be better at least maybe once a day, just check it out and being like, hey. Twitter, I'm here.
Yeah, Aaron is the romance reader.
Good.
And they are doing a channel series too, where they swap each other's favorite books. And Aaron is having Heidi read a romance series. Heidi is reading one of her favorite series, and oh my god, it's so funny.
I'm gonna have to check that out. That's something I should do. That's a good way to kind of break out of a genre that you're comfortable in and try new things. Yeah. That's why I like our annotated book club, because there's so much in there that I have on my TBR because I put it there because someone was like, you should read this. And I was like, it's not my thing, but I'll put it on here anyway. But now you're like, oh, I'm actually really enjoying this. Dark Matter I've had on my TBR for goodness knows how long. And I love that book. And I'm mad that it took me so long to get to it.
Right? I hate that. When it's you've had either you've had a book on your TBR for a while, or you're you've listened to people say how good it is, and you're like, okay, yeah, I do have to read that, but it's not a genre you typically gravitate towards. Mm-hmm. And then when you finally do read it because you're either forced to because of a book club or something,
yeah,
and then you're like, why have I waited so long?
This was a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
That's what I'm starting to feel like with In the Name of the Wind. I know that's a chunk of a book that I have 13 days to finish because I need to finish it before the end of June. But
that is a brick. That is a brick.
It is, but I'm very much enjoying it. It's very interesting, and I'm like, I don't even know where this story's going, but it's being told so well that I don't even care. I'm just like, I'm here. I'm here to tell me whatever you need, and I'll be fine.
Oh my gosh, I felt like that too, with that book. I was so intimidated to read that book, but as soon as I did, I was like, oh, this is so good. Now I have to read the second book, which is another huge book, but
Hey, we can make it a book club book in real life, because that's what I do.
I know. It's if I'm gonna have to read this book, I have to make it an event. It has to be either here for our buddy reads or for our in real life book club.
That's what we should do. We should do it for our one of our off weeks. I think at the end of August we have some time.
Do we have some time in August? At the end of August?
Because I think the only thing in August right now we have is the 12th, which is Midnight Sun, and then we left the week before open, so we'd have a chance to read Midnight Sun, and then we didn't decide to do the Kitty Couture mystery until September. So we've got the end of August.
You're right. You're right.
There you go.
I mean, dang, you got it in there. Oh, Aaron was saying book 2 was good for Name of the Wind. Book 3 may get here sometime. Yeah, it's been.
Okay, good to know. Is it supposed to be a trilogy? I honestly don't even know. I just know that there were 2 out.
So. Okay. I think so.
I wouldn't. Get to
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if it was a longer series than that, but
no, because once books, romance can get away with it. You can get away with a 20 book thing. But like
40.
Yeah, whatever. 40, 43, whatever Dark Hunter is up to.
Yeah.
But like if you think about it, Outlander. So Outlander technically not a romance. Thank you for teaching me that. That one is up to what, like book 8 now, and after about like the third one, I was like, is this thing done yet? Because I feel like it's going nowhere and nothing is happening. So it's just like you don't want to go too far as much as you love it. Otherwise it feels like you're beating a dead horse, and that's just mean.
Honestly, like Outlander fans are gonna come for you, by the way.
I know. I have a huge friend I have a friend who's a huge fan of Outlander, and she's probably gonna kill me when I say that, but it's just maybe it's because we decided to read it all in one year, and after a while I was like, can something else happen? Like something good? 1, 2, can we not get like a graphic description of hemorrhoid removal? Anything.
or like a rape scene, like as like
it's just not
can
my
we
thing.
not have that be explicit? Can we have like the consensual sex because like explicit?
And
like,
I get it, it's part of the time, but at the same time it's like it's a lot of everyday life. So unless if you're following the people that I like, or there's something a little bit progressing the story forward, like the last book, I'm just like, okay, I don't really care about any of you. I don't care what's happening. I don't understand what the purpose of this book was, and I feel like I just wasted a whole month of my life on this.
Because we were taking like a month to read those books, but we deserve a medal for that. I'm gonna tell you.
I was proud. I mean, honestly, I was very proud that we finished it, but those hung around like the 3 mark, and I would not even consider like a 3.5.
Yeah, honestly, like just because like
the TV series was better. And then blasphemous to say.
I know. The TV series was no.
You agree with me. You agree that Outlander is a better TV show than it is a book.
Okay, I agree that. I do not think that that tea, like what is it? The tea shop? Not the tea shop, not Brie Baker, but the Laura Childs. The Laura Childs fire. That is a dumpster fire. And I would read Outlander 17 times over before I continue on with that series. So
no, I disagree. Only because the Laura Childs books are so short. So it's like it would, as much as it would hurt, it would be it. Here's how I would describe it. So it would be like having duct tape on like a hairy leg. I just shaved my leg, so I can't show off a hairy leg. But Outlander is like taking it and slowly pulling back for like 3 weeks. Whereas Laura Childs is just like ow, that hurts, but it's done.
Oh, I like the sound effects. That was great. No, but that's wrong. You're entitled to your wrong opinion, but that's fine. But I get what you're saying about Outlander, because just like how much worse can this family's like luck get? Like honestly, it's like I feel like they have terrible luck.
Like it was fine for the book 1. It was like, okay, this is a new story. It's going places. I didn't like that book 2 got political. Book 3, I honestly don't remember what happened. I hope that's the book that her daughter and the other guy got together, because I think I liked that one. Actually, I don't know if I started liking it until Drums of Autumn, and that might have been book 4. Oh, well, who cares? We've been talking about everything other than the we're here for 10 minutes.
I know. It's like we're here for 10 minutes already. We're talking about literally every other book besides the book that we're actually here for, which is The Darkest Pleasure by Gena Showalter. And it's too long. It's boring.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why, like, with romances, if you follow different characters, even though it's a series, it definitely helps, because especially when you meet, like when the couple meets in book 1 and then they finally get their book 3 books later, I'm just like, come on. I
think that's why I like this one more, is because it's been like it wasn't insta love, and it took a while to kind of get there, and we're getting to learn them, but it's like you knew that they were going to end up together, and you're like, come on, I actually want you to be together. Figure it out already.
My mother-in-law is here. Hi, Bev. It's so funny because every time Bev joins us with the live stream, after we're done, I immediately go to Joe and I'm just like, your mom watched my live stream. And he was just like, he just has like this totally ashamed look on his face. Like, Your mom is watching, and you're not.
We should have him like sideshow sometime, being like, "Here, meet my husband." You guys have already that's about the
there's actually a tag, like the book boyfriend tag, which it's like, even though like he's my husband, it would still work for him, but I don't even think he would do it. Like he'd be like, "No, I'm not doing that."
Maybe we could like incognito get him to do it somehow. Like I come over for a paint by numbers night and we're just like painting away the cameras. You'll have your phone one area, I'll have my phone another, and then we'll just have the questions.
Shots. Yeah, dual shots. That'd be good. Yeah, we just have to
that way, no matter where he's at, we'll get him.
Yeah. And we can plan it here because he doesn't watch my videos anyway, so it's like I'll have to raise it.
I am right there. Okay, Aaron.
Okay,
I am so mad that Paris is not book 4 either. I literally halfway through this book, I'm like, you know what? I need to know that we're going to be reading Paris's book next. And then I found out that it's Sabin or however you say that name, and I was just like, what garbage is this? I'm over this right now. Can we skip books?
Can you skip books?
No, I'm not going to, but I just...
Okay, I was like, well, there's like overarching plots, and I mean, you would probably be like happy, but also really confused. And do you like want to know like what number their book is? Because you're probably
I do. I was just going to ask you, I was like, do you know what book number Paris is? Can you just at least tell me that?
Yeah, it's 9. It's 9.
Oh my God. 9. Why would they do that? Come on, Gena.
9. Okay. They meet and like you're just gonna just drag us along for 9 books, Gena. 9 books.
And this one too, it's just like he goes to Kronos and he goes, okay, I'm gonna do something like you save my lady and I'll do whatever you want. He's gonna make him wait 9 books. Like I already don't like Cronus.
Does anybody care?
I don't. No. Let's go on a ship together and just be like, this person can go the other way.
Oh God, where's the lie? Where's the lie? Book 9. Yes, Aaron. Book 9.
Yeah. Okay, I know that this was not a popular opinion last week. I still see a lot of Black Dagger Brotherhood duology. Yes, they're different vampires versus demons. There's that separation, but you've got a group of guys who are like brothers.
Yeah.
I guess they don't really have like a hierarchy like a king versus everyone else, or at least yet. But like you've got your technical person. So he's the one that's going to get you all your money. He's going to keep you safe. They know this and that. And then like everyone has their role. So I honestly, when they were talking about one guy who was hacking something at one point, I was just like, is it Fury? No. Gosh, what's his name? The hand guy.
Vicious. It's Vicious.
Oh God, I'm all over the place.
Okay, like, fake fan.
I haven't read that book in so long, okay? But yeah, Vicious. I was just like, Vicious, is that you? It's just, it's weirdly in my mind, and I'm comparing the two, which is terrible because I'm still putting Black Dagger Brotherhood far above this book series, and I feel bad. But it makes me think of Z's book. So I had read something with J.R. Ward where she originally wanted that book to be book 9. And I honestly think it was book 9. It was like the last brother that was supposed to get the love story, but she was only signed on for a trilogy and she wanted to make sure that she got his happily ever after.
Yes.
And I was like, had I had to wait 9 books, I think I would have punched a baby. Sorry about that, people. I'm very sorry. But I feel like Paris is going to end up being the version of Z, and I'm going to have to be forced to wait, and that's going to kill me slowly. So, thanks.
You're welcome. Honestly. Yeah. Bev's comment, I should read the Left Behind series since we're living some of it right now. Yeah, honestly, 2020 is crazy.
Okay, I actually have a question on that. Is the Left Behind series, is that HBO's Leftovers? I have not watched that, but I've been wanting to, and I don't know. It sounds familiar. Maybe that's why I'm thinking.
No, the Left Behind series is by, they're over here. I actually have them. They're by Tim LaHaye, and it's actually a series about the people who are left behind after the rapture. So
I had no idea. I always just think of the the trailer, or not the trailer, the poster when it originally came out. The guy was shirtless.
I've actually never heard of what that one that you said. I don't know what that one is. So.
Leftovers.
Leftovers. I don't like leftover dinner. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, like it sounds exactly like what you're describing. Like at one point, I think it's 2%, 3% of the population or something. There's a Nick Cage adaptation of it. I don't really love Nick Cage other than National Treasure, but I'll take it.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I know you got so excited because I know you love National Treasure.
That is honestly my Achilles heel of movies, and I don't know if I've said this before, but it's one of those movies that you start watching, like you're flipping through the channels just trying to find anything, and you're like, I've seen this 1,000 times. I'll watch it for like 3 minutes. 2 hours later, you finish the whole film, and you're like, well, that just happened again, and it's always again because you lie to yourself. You're like, it's not going to be like it this time.
Yep.
Wrong.
I'm like that with The Mummy and The Fifth Element.
Oh, I don't think
every time I see those on TV, no matter what, and honestly, The Fifth Element, the scene.
What? I did not know this. My whole world is just
Jen's mind is blown.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. But for The Fifth Element, the scene that it's always in, and if anybody has watched the movie, like you know the scene, but it's the scene with Ruby, and like they're just like filming the radio like episode, like he's a radio talk show host, and so he's just filming the episode with Bruce Willis's character, and it's always that scene, and I love that scene so much. It's fantastic. But if you've never seen that movie, you need to watch it because it's amazing.
I'm a film major and I haven't seen the movie. I still haven't even seen Grease. People judge me. It's okay. They already hate me for Outlander. Let's just really hate Jen tonight.
Let's just keep
I'll go cry with my cat later.
Let's just keep digging the hole.
Might as well. I mean, I'm only about like a foot into my grave. I need about another 5 feet to go. What other controversial book thing can I talk about right now? I did not like. I mean, I was going to say Anne Rice's Sleeping Beauty series. I think that's pure trash.
Honestly,
like, it terrified me. I couldn't finish it. I was like, this is just not. It's not happy. It's very hateful and angry, and I know.
This is for the Grease. I think like you haven't seen Grease, so he's like, what?
Yeah.
But honestly, okay, those Anne Rice books are on another level. Like it's not even like. There's dark romance, and then there's a dark romance, like, and that's like up there and that is like, that's on another level. So
I'm gonna be honest with you, that's probably one of the first things I tried to read because I had a friend who suggested it. She was just like, "Oh, you want to try and get into this genre? Here's this," and I started reading. I was like, "If this is what it's like, I'll never read another book again."
the worst book you could have tried to read to get into romance. That is like,
yeah. No, that's why it was, I think, in the Black Dagger Brotherhood that switched it. And that's probably why when I compare series like this, I'm just like, oh, it doesn't really. But then again, the Dark Hunter series, I didn't have that. I felt like it was. Anyways, this book.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to remember which book series I read first.
If only there was an app for that. Goodreads.
Okay, sorry. I didn't start using Goodreads until like 2015. So like,
I was on Goodreads before you. I was 2014, my friend. When?
Yeah,
it's okay.
I mean, it could have been 2014 because whatever I started, the book club. So, but I don't know.
Ooh. It might have been then because I joined. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What year did the Into the Dark, Star Trek Into the Dark come out? That was the year that I joined. I remember because I wanted to go to that. Because you guys kept like wanting me to come, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But then the Thursday night movie night, so that happened, and then you guys put Beautiful Disaster in, and you're like, okay, you're gonna come, and I was like, oh God, all right, here we go.
Oh God, okay.
Greatest moment of my life.
Beautiful Disaster. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a whole nother series that we can talk about.
I should read that like in October. Ooh, because they have like 5. They have 5 of them. They follow the brothers.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And
that.
I haven't read those. But those aren't on my 2014 list. I'll have to pull that out. I need to try and finish 2014. That was my goal. I do want to like catch up, although because I joined in 2015, I have like 3,000 books on there. It's not going to happen. I'm going to need a couple years to catch up.
So not like you have to go into like Goodreads and just clean it out because you just, it's like, no, I don't like, there are books on there that I'm just like, I don't really want to read those anymore.
That's what I do with some of the like my friend suggestions. I was just like, why do I have this? Like, I'm not interested. I think I added it because they were sitting in front of me, and I was like, oh, look, see, it's on here, and now I can just be like, gone. But a lot of the ones I have on there are ones that I own. So
okay. Yeah, there you go.
So Danica and Reyes. Let's get
Danica
20 minutes later.
All right. 20-minute tangent. We're gonna start talking about the book now. Okay. So yes.
This is all the stuff that you would have cut out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You guys can see it all.
I would have, if this wasn't live, I would have cut all this out. I would like, no, we're gonna be talking about this book now. So yeah, we're following Reyes, who is the keeper of the demon of pain. So he has to like always like either like cutting himself with a knife or, you know, like the first chapter in this book, he like jumps off a building just for funsies, you know, because otherwise the demon is just going to drive him crazy. He's just telling him, he's just like, and because the demon requires pain. And so, and then there's Danica. She's been on the run for a while now just because.
3 books. Well, I guess 2 books. This is the 3rd one.
Well, like her whole family, like they were sentenced to die and Aaron had to kill him and he didn't really want to. And I felt bad for Aaron in this book because he went down the deep end. And I was just like, oh my God, he's got to get better. He's literally going insane. He's going insane. But
yeah.
You know.
And they had to like chain him up, and then he like found ways out. Like they at one point, and you might have post notes on it, so I apologize. But like where they talked about just 1 or 2.
Just one or two.
Where they were like, oh yeah, we got you before he went through his muscle. And I was like, ow. Like he went through his muscle. Like that's how bad the compulsion was to get out. I mean, that's dedication. But at the same time, it's like to have that little voice in your head being like, get out, get out, get out, get out. You got to kill these people. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's just like, that would drive me nuts. Like Ashlyn being able to hear all the voices.
Yes.
Drive me crazy. And we have another lady with magical powers. The all-seeing eye. Yeah,
when with some of these artifacts that they have to be finding, when did you like realize like Danica was the all-seeing eye? Was it when they are literally like, Danica, you're the all-seeing eye, or did you realize it beforehand? It was literally like, Danica, you're the all-seeing eye.
I knew that something was up with her. I knew something had to be up with her because we were talking about it in the last live stream. We're like, oh yeah, all the women have kind of like their own little magical ability or kind of whatever. And I was like, well, okay, this lady's got to have something because she's kind of plain right now.
Kind of plain Jane. But then like, well, yeah, you knew something had to be special with her because why would the gods want her and her entire family dead? Like why? Just to mess with the lords? No, there's something else going on there.
I mean, it could have been. Kronos is kind of petty.
Kronos is petty. Oh my God. Honestly, you know, he was just like, he's like really mad at the Greeks just because he was like in prison for a while, which, you know.
And it could have been something as stupid as that. Like he thought that maybe just being in prison, he didn't know how much the gods hated him. So I was like, okay, you just have this like petty little thing with, you know, these people, or what's wrong with this family, or maybe these are like descendants of the people that trapped you. I don't know. I don't know why they do what they do.
Well, Kronos, he definitely wants to use the lords for his own like purposes and gains, but he doesn't like them because they served the Greeks for a long time. So that's why he doesn't like them. But yeah, Aaron had to be told that Danica was the all-seeing eye. Honestly, I think when I first read this book, I was literally the same. I was like, dang, you're right. Like, and that makes sense because, you know, she has these dreams, you know, she portals to different places while having sex, which is fun, but weird.
That's interesting.
Honestly, like the second time it happened, I was like, this could like can this not happen ever again? Like every time, because that would suck. Like,
I'd love to finish and then be able to cuddle afterwards.
can we like not do that? Because honestly, like you're portaling, you're like having sex, so you're naked. So okay, they went to heaven, you know, a couple times, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, this is really nice. But what if like you went to hell and you're sitting there naked? Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they like it. So
God's like, get out of here, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Let's ignore that Olympians treated the lords like crap for thousands of years.
Like a dumpster
Seriously?
fire. Yeah.
Like, God. But, you know, Kronos, like, he's like, whatever, I'll just ignore that fact just because I'm petty. He's petty. He's petty.
He is. He really is.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, the Greeks were literally the ones that, you know, the Greek gods, they were the ones that, you know, gave the demons or gave the lords their demon host because, you know, they opened the box. But yeah,
here's your reward.
Here you go. So he's like, you wanted to guard the box and all the evil inside it. Okay, well now you just don't have a box anymore, so you got to do it with your own bodies. Okay, great.
And if you die, they're let free.
They're let free. Yeah. So obviously they're trying to find the box because if there's a safe way for them to, you know, release the demons from their bodies, because some of those demons aren't fun, y'all. They're not fun. And
I think the doubt one would be the worst. Oh,
the doubt?
I mean, I already have like weird anxiety and I doubt everything under the sun to begin with. But could you imagine doubt? I think it's Sabian too.
Yeah,
living in 2020, like,
oh God,
I wouldn't leave the house. I wouldn't turn on the TV. I would just sit in a closet in a dark room, being like, "Tell me when it's over."
You would not be able to post anything on social media. Just your anxiety would be crippling with the self-doubt. Yeah, for sure.
All of it.
You're like, because it already is. So I don't need any extra little, you know, demons trying to run amok.
Like,
self-doubt in my brain. They're already in there. So I don't need any extra help feeling doubtful about myself. Okay. Appreciate it.
Oh gosh.
But like, yeah, like these demons aren't fun, but I like that with, obviously when they meet their soulmates, because they have like a fated mate situation going on with these couples, like the demon gets on board too. Like there's like I was talking to Jen about this before we even went live. It's just like, I just love the part in the book where the demon like gets on board with the relationship and they're like, and like Pain is like, Danica, mine, like we must protect her. I was like, that is so friggin' sweet.
Okay, but here's the weird thing about that. Like when they are together, Pain takes a hike. It's like, where's he go? He's not really there with them. They're not experiencing the same thing. So it's just like, why?
It was never explicitly said, but she is a portal. So that just, you know, it makes sense.
Did he
that
go to hell? Didn't he say something about fire?
Yeah, probably, because demons, you know.
3-speed friends. Sometimes things get missed, and I apologize. I was actually really with it this time, as much as I did not like.
Aaron, yes. It is true love, honestly. You can't fight it at that point. You can't fight it.
Oh, gosh. But yeah.
But, I mean... And it was like really oddly like specific, like when exactly, you know, like
he just goes away.
the portaling happens.
She's here, maybe. So maybe he can like see all the pain and torture that's going on in the underworld, and that's enough to like appease him. Oh, I just solved the riddle. High five me. Thanks for the help.
Aaron, high five
you.
You're the... That's why we like the comments. It puts all the pieces together, you know.
It does, because there's something that I usually miss, and then there's always someone in the comments that is just like, hey, hello, this was like clear as day. Like, you should remember this.
And it's like, you literally finished the book an hour ago. You should be able to remember this. Like, yeah, I'm aware. Not talking to me at all. Oh,
there's so much that happens though. Although that's okay. Yeah. Can I just say, and this happened in the other books as well. Hey, high five. Where for some reason, like the first 2/3 of the book was more interesting to me than the actual conclusion. And I don't know why. Like, it just,
I don't know
it
either.
seems to be like a progression, like a theme with these books. Like for this one, I was very much interested in it until like for the first third two-thirds again of the book, and then they started to like fall in love, and I was like, okay, I'm not as interested, and I don't know why. Like, you would think that at that point I would be like, yay, they're together.
Yeah,
so
because
happy.
honestly, it took them literally forever to have sex, and I was like not for that. But I'm just like, come on, I've been waiting for 3 books for this, so why aren't you banging like page 1? But I get it. Obviously, she's on the run. The hunters are after her. She becomes like this double agent. And, she's like, oh, yeah, I will. Like, as long as you're safe. Like, she wants to save her family. Like, I understand that. She's going to choose whatever side is going to save her family. I totally get that. And just more
it seems that way
so
with this
true.
series. Well, and I think I kind of mentioned it to Nicole before we started, but like the dialogue gets very cheesy once they like hook up, and I don't like that. It doesn't feel realistic to me, and it takes me out of the story. So then at that point, I'm like, I get that I'm reading a paranormal romance. I know that it's going to be weird, but I'm like, you have to have some sort of reality and reality for the world. But like, it just it always goes over the top once they're together, and like once they're both on board, then she starts talking weird to him too, and I'm like, okay, can we, like, we're adults here, let's like use our not teenage oh my god, he loves me, I love him too. It's just like, you're freaking adults here, you've been alive for thousands of years, like, be a man.
Well, be a man.
I know that's a horrible thing to say, but at the same time, I'm like, come on.
Okay, he has been an adult for thousands of years. He was literally made an adult. He wasn't born. So
that was kind of cool.
He's literally he literally has had no pleasure at all that has not stemmed from physical pain that he has to put on himself. And you're gonna sit there and be like, oh, you're so happy. Oh, like, seriously? Like, she says she hates like the lovey-dovey romance, like when they're finally together and they're in love and they like confess their love to each other. Here I am loving it. I'm like, yes. He like calls her a goddess, calls her a queen, and I'm like, yes, she is a queen. Yes. Like, and I was like, I wish my husband called me a queen. Like, come on.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like the paranormal romance thing with like the Dark Hunter series and the Black Dagger Brotherhood, where they're like tough and fierce, and the women are also tough and fierce, and you're like, all right, great, we're big people, we're wearing our big boy pants, we're going out, we're on the playground, we're like helping people out, whatever. But it's just, it doesn't bother me in like historical romance, because historical romance is obviously as cheesy as you will ever get. Like, there's no point. And I feel like the dialogue in a historical romance is being used in this novel, and I'm like, it doesn't work for me. And so I feel like it pulls me out of the story, and it could just be the narrator too. So I also listened to the audiobook this time, but it bothers me.
What did Maharet say last week? What did she say?
It's a whole star different. I understand that. With the narrator versus the physical read. But at the same time, I'm just like, can we?
Domestic. He's so domesticated. I love it. Both him and Lucian, like whenever like Ashlyn or Anya are around, it's like their eyes are just like immediately like drawn to them, and I just love that. Honestly, I'm just like, yes. There's nothing. Honestly, I love a good alpha hero, like alpha, like tough, like takes charge, and it's only soft with his woman. I love that so much. Oh my god, I love it.
And here's where I'm such a hypocrite, because those moments I loved in this book. I was like, it didn't bother me. Those ones I was just like, oh, she got you. You're like totally whipped at this point when she got you around her little finger, and I'm so happy about it. But for whatever reason, when the main character and the one that we're focusing on in this book, when they do it, like all of a sudden it's just, they were kind of hate to love, and then all of a sudden they're like, love, and I'm like, it's the love shack. I'm like, no, okay, I need you to like progressively slow me into it.
It just needed that musical number, and it would have been fine.
I don't know. I'm such a hypocrite when it comes to that because
you don't know what
he said
you
that,
want.
I was like, oh, I love those moments where he was so whipped around his woman because she was pregnant, or when Lucian was with...
You don't know what you want. I no longer believe anything you say.
I know. I'm too confused. Maybe I need to read the I was like, I'll physically read it when we get to Paris's book. I'm not reading this one. Like, yes, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I need more coffee. I stopped drinking coffee after noon, and it's killing me.
What? Why did you do that?
Because I haven't been sleeping well. So I was like, maybe I'll just like cut out the caffeine at 4 or 5 o'clock. That's probably keeping me awake.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah,
that was like me, like Sunday night going into Monday. I was like, I think I was literally drinking like iced tea the entire day, and then when I tried to go to sleep, I was like,
just you can't. And so yeah, if I want some caffeine around like 3, I'll have a tea. But
yeah, one of the reasons why I love Hate to Love tropes is because that angsty banter where I'm just like, they are honestly like 3 inches just away from like they're angry, like ranting at each other just to be like kissing. I'm just like, yes, just kiss each other.
And maybe that's what I look for. And so that's why you have it in the first little bit of the book, and then when that angst goes away, I'm like, oh, come on, like you guys were doing so well.
So good. And honestly, I don't think like it's like hate to love on her part. Reyes never hated her. Like he was obviously very intrigued with her, and he fought it like hardcore because like with his demon, like it can infect the people that he's around and that he's with.
That was so like bad.
Yeah, like he can't even have like a relationship with anybody because if he's with them for any extended periods of time, like the person ends up having the influence of the demon, and they're going to want to inflict pain as well, not just on themselves, but to like everybody around them. I was like, that is messed up. That is wrong. So
yeah. And that made me feel so bad. Like, that's why he stayed away from her for so long. But then I was like, oh, that's so nice. Like, you're looking out for her. But then she's like, I'm going to stab you in the middle of this, and you're going to understand that I can take care of it.
I can take it. I was like, Danica, you are a queen. I was like, she could step on my neck and I would say thank you. But it's like, honestly,
her line when she's just like, you took the one up here, but you weren't looking down here, so I got you.
I was like, you bring 2 knives, because you know he's like, you're not gonna hurt me during this because I don't want that to like change you. You know, I can be gentle with you, you're gonna be gentle with me, and it's gonna be nice love making. It's not gonna be, but some, you know, like she was honest. She was like, you know, sometimes you just need, you know, like the hardcore, you know. And so she comes in and she's like, it just needs to happen. It needs to happen already because then he will realize that I can take it and we're safe. And she had to take it out of his hands, which, you know, it goes with the whole consent thing because I really like consent is super sexy. Like there's another scene in this book where, you know, he's like literally asking her multiple times, like, are you sure? Should we continue? And she's like basically screaming yes. And I'm like, okay, look, there's your permission. Consent is sexy. Thank you so much.
It is.
And then but the same thing I feel with the whole, like, he needs pain to get off kind of thing. Like, I kind of wanted him to like kind of give in and kind of trust her, but you know, that didn't happen. So she kind of had to take it into her own hands, but she did it beautifully. I love it. And he was so shocked. He was like, you freaking stabbed me. Like in my shoulder.
I'm not going to lie. I thought this book was going to take a more like BDSM aspect to it. And I was just, I was waiting for a scene to happen. And then like she just like stabbed him. I'm like, that is a different kind of pain than I thought. But whatever gets you off, like,
you're like, oh, you mean real pain, like ouchie, like stab. Okay.
I was like, so there's gotta be blood involved. Got it.
Got it.
Now we're on the same page. I was watching baseball and you were talking about football. Like we were not even in the same stadium. I miss sports, guys.
Honestly, like when I first read this book, I was like, man, this is going to be like a really good like BDSM like representation. Yes. But it's just like, I was like, oh no, he needs to actually like be stabbed. Like that's okay. Like that's a little step above like your traditional like BDSM.
Well, because at
like,
one point,
okay.
he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have you put your hands above your head and like keep them there." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's do this." And then he was like, and then she's like, "Yeah, he made a grunt," and I was like, "Okay, sure." And she's like, "He stabbed himself." I was like, "Oh no." Like that got dark really fast. I mean, I guess it is called the darkest pleasure.
The darkest pleasure. I just like, you just didn't know how dark until you were there.
Well, and okay, so I know this is really stupid, but it kind of like occurred to me, like the title of everything, like the darkest night, his night that he got his lady, she had to die. It was his darkest night.
Yes.
And then what's the other one? The darkest kiss. Like the kiss of death. There we go. I was like, it had to be something.
Right on the ball, Jen. Yes.
So I was like, darkest whisper. I mean, it's got to be Sabian the doubt. So is like someone's gonna like whisper in his ear. So
those doubtful.
What's book 9 called?
Yes. The Darkest Seduction. I just literally pulled that out of my head. Hold on, let me double check. Hold on.
Now I'm not gonna be able to trust you.
I know. I was like, I can't trust you. The Darkest Seduction. Yes, I was right.
Good. Because
like, I know this book
on two separate sides. You got the hunter and you got the Lord of the Underworld. He's got a seducer. So that's why I'm going to try and find like the combination of each of them. Stabby Queen. I agree.
Honestly, like she used her time on the run to her advantage, because like in the first part of the book where she was talking about how she was on the run and she basically, she was working that waitress job just to get money, basically under the table, no social security number, nothing, so she can drop and run at a moment's notice. And so she was using her money not only for, her rent and for food, but also like self-defense classes. Like she made that a priority because she did not want to be helpless again. I'm just like, yes. And I feel like, every woman should be taking self-defense classes, but,
I would like to take one. I would also like to learn how to shoot a gun.
Oh, yeah, we still need to go. We still need to go because we had said, like, yeah, we're going to go and, go shooting and with me, you, and Joe. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. So don't you worry. Joe will teach you. He's really good.
I was like, I think I know how to make a fist based off of the movies. You don't put where does your thumb go? It doesn't go in here because that's a bad thing. Here. There you go. I don't know why I wanted to be like this. Then I'm just going to like stab him in the eye. So, see, I got something down. Don't do this. That's a bad.
Honestly,
that'll break your thumb.
I learned my best self-defense moves from watching like Miss Congeniality, where she like
I'm gonna watch that now.
She's like during her, during her. Yes, the self-defense. She's like, just remember to sing. Solar plex, instep, nose, groin. Just remember to sing that acronym. So that's so you know the most vulnerable parts on a body. And I'm just like, yes, Sandra Bullock. Yes,
I need to rewatch that. Ah, that's such a good movie.
It is. Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, absolutely. But so. I loved it, and I was really worried for about like 2 seconds when I thought Aaron really killed Danica's grandma. I was really
when he was worried. Like, I remembered stabbing someone, then it went blank, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I was like, no, because I felt like I was worried for literally a second, but when I first read this book, but I was like, no, he can't kill any of the family members because there would be no way that Danica would be able to live with the Lords after that. No way.
Oh, that's true. So I was
like, for them to have their happily ever after, she has to be 100% okay with the rest of the Lords, and she would not if he ended up killing her grandma. Harsher punishment for parole. Yeah. Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. Like, I really want to watch it. That's such a great movie.
We've got to watch it.
Iconic.
I finally watched Princess Bride. No. Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries.
It was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
I forgot a lot about that first movie. I'm not gonna lie, like you rewatch some of those old ones and you're like, when did this scene happen? Like, did I watch the same movie?
Yeah. Or like when certain jokes go over your head.
Yeah. Yeah, and you get them now.
Oh, I love that. It's so funny.
I'm not gonna lie, we started rewatching the Marvel movies. I think I said this last week, or maybe
You
I told you
did, yeah.
separately. But rather than the order that they were released, watching like chronologically where they would go within like
In the
1999. Yeah. And so rewatching the Iron Man movies, I guess it had been like so long since I had ever seen that. I was like, who is the bad guy in this? Like, I know he gets out of here. And then it was the guy, and I was like, what?
What?
There were scenes in there I was like, I don't know anything. But knowing later movies better, it's just like you see references already in those movies, and it's like,
oh yeah,
a decade later when they actually finally pay off, and you're like, what? Like in
honestly.
Iron Man 1. No, Iron Man 3, that, oh gosh, the guy that's in the cave with him, he was like, yeah, we met before in this like 1999, and then you see in Iron Man 3 he meets him at the New Year's Eve party.
Don't
His
remember
little cave
that.
buddy. Yeah, it's awesome.
But like honestly, the only thing that I remember about Iron Man 2 is Black Widow, because obviously reasons. And the only thing I remember about Iron Man 3 is that Gwyneth Paltrow ends up wearing like the suit and then she has like this weird like fire thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she thinks that Tony died.
That's literally it. That's the only thing I remember.
The fire thing. Don't worry, you fixed her. She's fine. Spoiler alert.
Damn, Jen ruined the entire series for people.
That movie has been out for years. At this point, it's like Harry Potter 7. If you don't know certain things at this point about Harry Potter, it's just like you deserve to be spoiled, first of all. Second of all, if you can remain spoiler-free, great. But at the same time, it's like if someone spoils, spoiler alert, Snape kills Dumbledore. If that's a spoiler for you, that book has been out for forever. Like, at this point, it's your own fault for not getting on board with it faster. That's another 2 feet. I'll go another 2 feet down for that. I'm halfway to the 6 feet of my grave.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, God, that's so funny. Anyway, tangent over.
Are we going to talk about this book at all? Start going with your posting.
I mean, we have been talking about it. It's just we've been doing a lot of tangents that would have been cut out if we were filming this at my house. I agree with those statues off of. It's been like, yeah, honestly, it's been years. You should know these things. If you haven't watched it, just because at least, online.
Yeah.
But one thing that I wanted to talk about, hold on. Let me see if I have a post-it note for it. Oh, this is apparently No, it's totally fine. Don't yawn.
Well, you weren't watching me. Everyone else might have been, so I apologize if I made anything to it.
Heard you, so.
It was great. I actually read a book once where it said they talked about yawning like 17 times. And they're like, if you get to the end of the paragraph without yawning, you're a superhero. And I was like, guess I've got superpowers. It was like 3 pages later that I yawned, but that was
that you yawn. You're like, dang, delayed reaction. I'm really glad that Torrent is okay, that his, cutthroat is not plaguing him anymore. Plague. Okay, so what do we think about Torrent and Cameo? What do we think?
I don't know who Cameo is. Who's that?
Cameo,
I recognize the name, but
she is the keeper of misery, and they were thinking like something was going on between the two of them because she came out of his room like laughing and smiling, which she never does because she's obviously the keeper of misery. So, and there was actually, I think in the last chapter, Danica was talking about it. She was like, she hopes that they can get some happiness because they deserve it.
And I remember, I don't remember when we first get introduced to Cameo.
It's the second book. No, it's not. It's the first book.
Really?
Yes, they it's like halfway through the book, and they're all in a hotel room and they're looking for the all the artifacts and stuff, or and they're the ones that are still fighting the hunters, Cameo and Sabin and them. This is gonna be a boring couple if they don't fix that plague.
It was. Oh, I mean, maybe that's gonna be my book then.
Honestly, like, how rough is that? You can't touch another living soul without spreading disease. Like
bodysuit.
Okay, but
you can't kiss the person. That's
you can't kiss the person. Bodysuit, yes, because there is that thing in BDSM where like they have the whole like leather suit, and he can wear a condom, so it's not like skin to skin. But you'd have to be so careful. Like you could not let.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't get wild. You can't like stranded together trope coming. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, but maybe, yeah, like, you'd have to be so careful because you couldn't let a stray anything like touch the skin on that other person.
That's like COVID-19. You don't want to. It's that situation. You can't go near it.
Yeah, for sure. And well, he even said like he could technically be with another lord because they wouldn't get sick and die, but they could also like they would be able to transmit it to other people. So if Cameo and him were to start a relationship, she would also have disease, and if she touched any human, like she would then spread it.
True.
So
yeah, we'll have to hopefully someone
I've read the series, so I know what's gonna happen, but I'm just wondering what like you guys think.
Don't put your book that way. You can't read that.
No, but I wrote something in like the little margin, so I was actually trying to read something. But I really love also how Cameo like ships them, because when Reyes goes off to the club to kind of, I was so irritated. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. But he ends up doing it anyway. And then she's like, stay here with your paints and have fun, So it's just, he's like, yes, go.
She's been painting for a while, so I can leave.
And then Cameo's like, I probably shouldn't have done this, but what it's like, she's like, I'm a sucker for romance, so here we are. I love that so much.
Oh gosh, she has such a minor role. But yes, I did like that they were talking about the two of them together. Torment and her. I don't know how I feel. I don't hate William as much because what is it? It's not Ashlyn. Anna? No. Anna. What's the girl's book from the second name?
Anya.
I was close-ish. Anya. I don't know where I was even going now. I couldn't figure out her name.
You couldn't figure out her name, so it's like, dang it, it's gone forever. Gone forever. All right. And so another kind of what the heck moment that happened in this book is like everybody thought that Galen was dead, and it turns out he's been leading the hunters and telling everybody he's an angel. I was like, just because you have wings. False information. Rude. Like he's like, and the fact that Hope is actually a demon, like that's kind of like a little weird like twist, kind of thing. Like you wouldn't think that demon, like that Hope would be a demon, but like false hope, like or it's kind of weird. I think. Hold on. What did they say? I was actually.
Keep going.
Okay, great. Keep going. No, go before you forget. Keep going.
We were talking about William. You had asked me last book how I liked William because he was going to be in the book for a while. I was just like, he's a shady SOB. But Anya in this book actually talked about how she liked him, and I was like, you know what? If Anya's on board with it, I like Anya. She's fun. So if she likes him, then I like him. So that was what my thought was, and that came back to me.
So you saw that one coming. Yeah, using Hope, and on I was actually looking, I forgot to go on her website and get that downloadable printable family tree. But so his abilities, Galen, he's the embodiment of false hope and jealousy. So it's like false hope and jealousy, like that's kind of like.
But how So you would think that he would that would like seep into the hunters, and I feel like that would, maybe he's giving them false hope,
He's
thinking
giving
that
them
if they
false
kill,
hope.
got it, okay, I figured it out, I'm on it, we're okay, it's all up here, the coffee is still going strong.
I got it. And I really love the fact that even though, yes, Danica was like playing like the double agent with the hunters and the lords for like 2 seconds, like she was showing up for 2 seconds, when she was talking on the phone and Reyes caught her. I love that he didn't believe that she was like betraying them, and I love that. I was like, because that could have been like another 100 pages that we had to read to.
And that would have been so irritating too. I would have thrown the book at that point and been like, no, you sit over here and think about the bad decisions you've made.
Because here is what happens. Like we're so near the end, and for like if it was like Danica had him back kind of thing in the last 100 pages, I'd have been like, come on, girl. Like, and they had already had sex at this point as well. So it's like that'd be like a step backwards. So.
And her being just like, you actually trust me? Like, it was she was flabbergasted about that.
He was like, I don't think you betrayed us. And she's like, wait, what? Like, no.
Unconventional.
And so, I was like, you betrayed me. Yeah, she was like, she couldn't believe it at first. And he was like, well, I heard you when you said that, like, you lied saying like all the hunters were here. So he's like, I believe you. Kind of thing. And
PTSD of book 2 of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone. You betrayed me! Ugh.
For the entire book, yeah, for sure.
That was too long. And then your comeback in book 3 was too fast. You can't have a you betrayed me plot line and then all of a sudden just been like, it's done. It blew up real fast. It was there and then it's gone. No. I need you to work back.
But honestly, like you are correct. Yeah,
it's like correct. If you're gonna go down that path, you better commit to it. You can't just decide like halfway there that you can jump off a cliff and paraglide down. No, you got to take the long way down. You force me up this hill, you're gonna come down with me slowly. Painfully.
It's got to be, well, like you said, it's got to be realistic. You can't be like whining boo-hoo for like an entire book and then all of a sudden when it's convenient for you be like, I changed my mind. But honestly, that happens all the time.
Which is funny because I hate contemporary books because they're too realistic, but when it comes to paranormal books, I'm just like, I need you to be more real. It just has to be believable within. I know. I am the worst.
You're a hypocrite. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you want.
Pick favorite. You ask me any day of the week, Jen, what's your favorite anything? And I'll give you like 6 answers. I can't because it just depends on the mood that I'm in. But it's also depends on how it's done. Like if it's done well, it probably won't bother me. But if you do something to the point where it calls itself out, then it's going to pull me out of the story, which is going to be unrealistic. And then I'm going to be like, I zoned in on this and now it bothers me.
Yeah, filming our, Bookish Academy Awards is a
freaking what's your favorite book on this one? Well, I've got 3 winners.
No.
And here they are.
You can't. There are no runner-ups in the Academy Awards. No runner-ups. Okay.
In my Academy Awards, there are. There are even sometimes 3rd runner-ups, depending on how good that category was.
You're like, oh my God, I loved everybody. Here's 150 books that I read.
We're just going to go through them. And the winner of this month was, we should have done that. Do 1 for each month. Although that would be really hard. And I don't think I could come up with a category and that would get really tiring. Maybe like a halfway through the year.
Do a Bookish Academy Awards every month. You are.
No. Every 60 days. Every 6 months we could do one. That way then maybe I could actually pick a favorite.
There is, a halfway point book tag. It's called the mid-year book freak out tag. Yes.
Maybe we should do that.
I've already been tagged in it, so I do have to do it eventually.
Maybe you should send me the questions, and then on July 1st, when we don't have
actually
technically a thing.
When it's actually at the halfway point is July 2nd, right?
I don't know. What's that date?
The exact middle of the year is what day?
Question. Let me ask Siri. Oh.
Siri don't know. She's going to refer you to Google.
What is the middle of the year? What date is the middle of the year? That would be a better.
That's yeah.
Oh, hold on. I asked too many questions.
She's like, nope, can't do it.
What
Abort.
date is the middle of the year? Which is going to be hard because this year is a leap year.
Yeah.
July 2nd is the 183rd day of the year. 184 in leap years. Ooh. 182 days remains until the end of the year. So yeah, we're going to go July 2nd. Is 2020 a leap year? You feel life whoever asked that question. Are you coughing?
Yes, I had a cough. It's like I either cough or you yawn. It's really.
That's okay.
We haven't posted.
Well, July.
Aaron, you have time.
July 2nd is technically a Thursday, but we did not plan one for July 1st. So
we can do it July 1st. That's fine.
Just saying. Otherwise, people are going to be like, where are you guys? They're going to have to eventually do that because this may not go on for forever, but who knows? Maybe we'll just get crazy and keep up with it. And you have us until we're old ladies.
Yes, this was a leap year.
I knew that. Yeah. I'm just saying that someone has actually asked a
Aaron's
question.
like, yes, Jen, it was a leap year.
Someone literally asked a question that was one of the next ones. It's like, some people also ask this, and they're like, was 2020 a leap year? And I was like, I judged that person.
It's like we literally lived it already. Yeah. But so my next post-it note is Legion. What do we think about Legion? And all right, Jen didn't even read the book. We're gonna end this here.
Well, once you start, okay, I listen at 3 speed because anything less, I start to tune it out. Honestly, if you start describing who that person is, like certain things that they've done, I'll be like, oh, that person. I'm horrible with names.
Legion is a demon, and she was the little one who befriended Aaron when he was all locked up, and they became bestest friends.
Oh, I do like her. Okay. Yes, because they thought he was a boy, and then he's like, I'm a girl. And I was like, I know. That did not come together in my mind.
Legion's like, settle down, boy. We only want the best for Aaron. And Legion hissed like a startled cat, the noise scraping at Reyes' skin. Me no boy? You think me a boy? And everyone's like, wait, what?
Yes. So yes, I do like Legion. And see, this is the thing. I'm horrible with names, but as soon as you start describing who they are, I'll be like, oh yeah. Hopefully. That might not always happen. They might just be so boring of a character that I tune them out even just all the time.
Aaron loves Legion. Yes. Legion is great. So what do you think of and I'm not going to say anything just because I've read the series and I know things. What do you think of Aaron and Legion's relationship?
Okay, so as weird as it is, I feel like Legion is, I imagine, at least a very young person, and I don't know why. So yeah. I would think it's kind of creepy, but I don't not like it.
Because didn't you get in this book that they were kind of like trying to ship you with Legion and Aaron? Like, yes. Did you? Okay.
I got that.
Because I got that too, but I didn't pick up on that in like the first time I read it. And I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I'm just going to shut my mouth. But
it made me think of like if they don't get together, if we don't end up having to like ship them off into like the relationship land, I think they're going to be like great BFFs. Like they're going to be one of those those friend couples where you're just like, oh my god, I love you guys so much.
Like the bromance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say it's not a bromance because
she's a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a girl.
Yeah, that
because we've already established that. And I felt really bad when Paris had to make the decision between Aaron and Selena, but I mean,
the first time he didn't, and the second time he did, and I was like, My poor baby.
He just wants to be happy, but that's so true. Like at this point, he doesn't love Selena. It's like he's like literally just because like his body reacted to hers for a second time. So it's like, and he can no longer, you know, like he cannot, you know, get hard without thinking of Selena.
Mm-hmm.
So, or what's her name? Sienna? I don't know what her name is.
I don't know.
But
Selena?
No, it's not Selena. It's Sienna.
Sienna. I don't know.
I thought so.
It goes really fast on 3-speed.
Sienna. It's Sienna. 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 So yeah, it's kind of like at this point, like there's no love between them. Not like what Paris has with Aaron and his brotherhood. You know, he's like, I was surprised that Paris did that. I thought Gina was going to throw another wrench in there. Yes, so true. Sienna, yep. He knows. Sienna. We're terrible with names. If anybody,
I was like, I swear I read the book.
I swear.
But the first time he was totally gonna pick her over him and be like, I hope that they can forgive me. But then he's like, yeah, you got to save Aaron, and I'm just like,
because he was literally, he was like going to town. He was about to kill Reyes. He was about to kill, you know, Danica, and he basically did kill Danica because he threw that knife. And and then like her whole family was there, and I'm really glad that he didn't, like, he ended up not killing the grandma. Like he, like, you know, got himself away, which he's very, like, you know,
must be really strong.
Sometimes he has like the lucid moments where he's just like, no, this is not right. But yeah, like that what also makes Cronus like not a really good guy in my opinion. Like if you want these people to follow you and to love you and, you know, to be worshipped, like how about like not make them choose between their family and the potential love of their life? Like let's not do that, you know. But of course there's got to be drama, because why wouldn't there be? But yeah, it's like Aaron was literally like seconds away from, you know, killing everybody. So Danica's a portal, though. I think she may help Paris out there.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought.
Yeah,
Nicole.
Very. Yeah, let's read the. Let's like look at another post-it note. But yeah, it's like there's a reason, you know why the gods wanted her dead, and it's not just because she is the all-seeing eye. She's also the portal. Like she can literally be used to go between heaven and hell, like literally, like be used for really bad things, you know. So she's pretty powerful.
I like her.
They ended up having, you know, like she dies. She's like, she's gone. She's out of there. And
I just love when he's like, you gotta pull me up there, and he goes through the room and he's like Maddox and Ashley, and they're like, what are you doing in here? He's like, keep pulling no matter what I say.
She's like, stop, and he's like, no, keep going. Like literally like physically lifting his body through the ceiling and the roof of the house. Oh my god, I was dying laughing. Yeah,
I know. I had to stop for a minute and being like, wait, what? Like she tried to pull up his soul, understandably so, because if she could get his soul up there, then he could just be there with her that way. But he definitely needed to be physically there.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And like they had to make that deal with Kronos, saying like, yeah, like you want to use her, like you can still, like, let's make a deal, you know, she's going to tell you about everything, like her dreams and, you know, her paintings and stuff, but she's going to do it down here with me. Okay, thanks.
Otherwise, you're never going to get the information that you want, which is smart because, I mean, obviously it wasn't working out for him anyways.
Right. And she wasn't saying shit. Mm-hmm. She was like, I'm sorry, you want me to sing like a canary? No, that's not going to happen because I want my man. Like, no, I'm not. I'm already dead. What more can you do with me? You need me. You're not going to kill me and like wink me out of existence completely. Like, so no, sorry. So it's a two-way street here. Like you want something, I want something. Let's work together, you know? I really love though, like when Danica is, you know, quote unquote dead and Reyes is just like so sad and like it's been like days and he's just like sitting there and like the grandma is the one that takes his side, you know, like mom and her sister is just like you have to go get her, like you have to save her, like help us please. And then the grandma's like, leave him alone, like he is suffering, like do you see this, do you see this man? It was so funny.
I love the grandma was, I like her. I hope she's around for a while.
Sitting with grandma was, I love grandma. So that's why I was really scared for like 2 seconds when she, you know, could have been dead, but no. she's
Grandmas are wise, my friend. They know this. They know what's going down.
So yeah, those are all my post-it notes, the ones that, you know, we've already talked about some, so I didn't want to hash into them again, but those are the ones that we have not talked about already.
All right.
Yeah, so that's it. That's this book. And of course everything works out because it's a romance. It has to end with a happily ever after or happily for now. If it does not end with either of those two things, you're not reading a romance, honey. You're just not. I can't tell you how many times I've had to tell people that, but here we go.
As soon as you told me that, I told someone else because I told them that I wanted to read a book, and it started to get really dark and sad, and they were just like, I can't read this if I don't know that it's going to have a happy ending. I was like, listen, my friend Nicole reads romance, and she said it's a romance because it will have a happily ever after. It definitely says romance. It's in the romance section. That means it has to have a happily ever after. Although dark stuff has to happen too, and that's also scary because it makes me doubt the genre.
That's true. That's true. Yep, it has to. It has to have a happily ever after or happily for now. Has to. Or it is not a romance.
I did have a friend, though, bring up the fact that Me Before You is actually technically a romance, and that one does not have a happily ever after.
It's not a romance.
How is it not a romance?
It is not a romance. You go into any bookstore, where are you finding that book? You're finding that in fiction. What? You're not finding that in the romance section. You are finding that in fiction. Go to Barnes & Noble right now. You're going to find that book in fiction.
I'm not leaving my house. Are you crazy?
Me Before You is not a romance. It's not. It's not. Sorry. You can look it up any old time you want. It's not a romance.
Genre. Why don't these things have genres on here?
That would be helpful. But no, it is not romance.
Goodreads is failing me on.
Some people
I would say Hit the Fault in
Goodreads,
Our Stars, but
no, that is not a romance either.
I know that.
I mean, there could be YA romance, like that's not, you know, there could be adult and young adult.
Genre, Me Before You, romance.
Okay,
fiction,
people can shelve books in whatever genre.
It's not for shelves. It says under genres.
Nope. I don't trust it.
It is also featured on bookshelves listed causes of ugly crying.
That's true. I will give that. But no, Me Before You is not a romance. Sorry.
No. That's awesome.
No, it's not. It can be categorized as a romance on Goodreads, on any platform you want. But no, it is not a romance.
I don't know. Goodreads is not lying to me.
Yes, Aaron. You just literally typed my name.
Let's go to the Google.
Go to the Google.
I don't want another release date. I've already seen it. Book. Novel. Let's go with novel rather than book.
Novel. It has a romance plot. It has a romance
genres according to Google. Romance novel. And then fiction.
It's not a romance. It has a romance arc and plot. I will give you that. But it's not a romance genre book. It's not. Sorry, it doesn't follow the literal #1 rule of a romance book. It doesn't.
And you need to start telling people to stop listing it as romance in the genre section.
I have been. I have been. That, along with like literally every Nicholas Sparks book on the planet. Yeah, he's not romance either, guys. Sorry. Sorry, he writes fiction.
So what did you end up reading this book?
When I first read it, I rated it 5 stars. Yeah. 100% 5 stars. And I do love Danica and Reyes, you know, but maybe like 4.5, 4 stars, but
I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, I've read.
Give it 4, even though I feel like it was again a 3.5, but I like this one a lot more than the other two.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love Anya. I think honestly, next to Paris's book, book number 2 is actually my favorite because I just love Anya. She's fantastic.
Anya's fun. She's a fun one. I like her.
Yeah, and she was great, and she was great in this book too. Like she has that still little snarky, you know, but then she's like she calls like the lords like her boys and her men and her lords, and I just thought that's so cute. It's like you're adorable. Thanks.
And there were a couple times that she just like popped in and she'd say something, and I was like, I miss you. Can we have more of you in all of this?
I miss you so much. Yeah, they're super cute. I just love like the little snippets of the old couples too, you know, just like living their, you know, everyday lives. I love that.
Their domesticated life.
Yes, it's adorable. That's what I really like during like series, like romance series like that. Like you see like the previous couples living their happily ever after, and I just that makes my heart happy.
It does, because it kind of you always, whenever you finish a novel, I feel like you always want to stay with that character and being like, okay, I want to make sure that you guys are still okay. So a series like this, it's just like, it's nice to occasionally touch in on them and being like, oh, you guys are still doing well. Good to know.
Yeah, they're so great. That like doesn't always happen in like the Black Dagger Brotherhood. They're honestly almost always fighting in the Black Dagger Brotherhood. And I was like, Anya made book 2. Lucia was supporting it. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Anya was the main character.
She really was. She really was. I think out of all the female characters that we've had so far for love interest, I think she's been my favorite. Well, I know she's my favorite.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's great. I honestly don't even. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really remember a whole lot about the Darkest Whisper.
It's about Sabian, so
I know that, but I don't even know like who his love interest is. I don't even think we've met them. So I think she's gonna be like a new character. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm not gonna tell you when I do.
A new character. You gotta know that in a series like this, that this person should have been introduced in book 1 that we didn't even know about them.
Have you met Gena Showalter? Like seriously, like she introduces characters left and right. Oh, okay. I remember this book now. Okay, sorry.
Thanks for letting us know. It's all about doubt, isn't it?
All about doubt, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm doubting everything. All right, so that's basically it. Aaron, do you want to talk about anything? Anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about? Let us know. While you comment away on that, I do want to let everybody know that there is going to be the Blackout Buddy Read live stream happening on Shae, Books with Shae, her channel, this Friday, June 19th or Juneteenth. And if you don't know what that phrase is, you should definitely Google it. Google is your friend. We are going to be talking about or she's going to be talking about her live stream, not me, not we. I'm just going to be there. I'm just going to be there in support. I am going to be there. We are going to be talking about White Rage and White Fragility for those are the 2 books that we're reading for that. So that's going to be on Shae's channel, which I have linked the Blackout Buddy Read Twitter in the description. And then I've also linked Shae's YouTube channel in the description as well. I have also linked the Google Doc that I created with all the petitions and funds that you can donate to for Black Lives Matter. And what other housekeeping things do we have to talk about? Next month we are going to be doing Twilight. Twilight, yes. So every Wednesday, all of them, every Wednesday in July, except for the first Wednesday, we are going to be discussing Twilight. So Twilight's going to be the first, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. Getting ready for Midnight Sun.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not read this series in a long time. I did try to rewatch the first one last year, and I literally cringed. I was like, I told people I liked this movie.
I told people that I was a fan of this movie. Honestly, yeah, this is gonna be This is going to be the first time I'm rereading these books. Honestly, I have not. I've only read them the one time, and I feel like this is going to be this is going to be an experience. Let's just say that. Okay, Erin, what are you saying? I hope things and when we get to Legion's story. What's back
when
here?
When is Legion's story? Do you know? When is Erin's book?
Ooh, let's find out. Let's find out when Erin's book is. Hold on.
Because I was just like, I only looked at the next book because I was like, this better be Paris's book or I'm gonna rage, and it was not Paris's book, and I raged.
And I didn't. All right, great.
I was on board with Aaron when he was just like, I needed it to be book 4. I needed someone else to be this book to be book 2.
So Erin's book is book number 5.
So I'll have to read that one immediately following Sabian, whoever the hell this person is.
Sabian. He's the keeper of doubt. He's the one with
I know who he is.
Okay, great.
I just don't care about his story. Should I care about his story?
I mean, you meet some pretty fun characters in the next book.
Do we?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Does Paris get back together with Sienna?
No.
Well, then I'm not going to like it.
You don't get his story till book 9. I'm sorry.
And I'm going to be mad at every book between now and then.
He's gonna, and it's so sad, but he's going to suffer until then. And I hate telling you that, but I'm so sorry. He's going to suffer until then.
I mean, he already really suffered a lot in this book, so can it get worse? Don't tell me that. Tell me that. I need to know. You're like, what is this on my wall?
I don't know. Let's find out what the next book is. Honestly, it's kind of irritating that so 100%. many people get their story before Paris. And honestly, when I was first reading this series, it drove me bananas. Book 5 will be incentive to get through book 4.
Yeah. That's a true statement.
I think you're really going to like the love interest in book 4, though, because I really like her.
I mean,
we'll just have to read it. Oh my god, what a concept! We'll just have to read it.
Oh, can we just skip it? What are we truly missing?
What are we like? What is actually the plot going to happen here that we are not?
I was like, should we attempt to read 2 books between now and next Wednesday?
It's completely up to you.
Oh.
And our wonderful viewers. Do you think you can read 2 books by next week to talk about books 4 and 5?
Well, at 3 speed, I get through these books in like 4 hours. So yes.
Yes, I can.
That's a true statement. But I also need to finish In the Name of the Wind, and that is a chunker. So
yes.
Erin's down. I think Erin's because Erin's the only one that's chit-chatting with us that we should attempt. We should attempt it.
Should we just make an executive decision and say next week we're talking about books 4 and 5?
Yes, because then I'll try and start book 4 tonight and get that out the way, and then
to get to number 5.
Because technically I only have this book and In the Name of the Wind going, so I could definitely do 2. I don't have any, I don't have 12,000 things on my digital library that are like, I've got to get through these now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all on Audible Escape, so.
That is so convenient and so true. So, okay, yeah, we'll do it. Executive decision made. We're reading books 4 and 5. Okay, great.
Woohoo! High 5 team. We got this.
We got it.
I mean, Aaron just read 3 books in I don't know how long, so maybe we should try and read 3 and get on his level. But also, I don't want to put you through that for another week in a row. So
it'll
be nice. We'll only do the 2
books. Let's just read up until Paris's book. Let's just be crazy.
A book a day.
Let's just read 6 books.
I mean, what kind of audiobook time are we looking at?
Like 10 to 13 hours.
Yeah, these
like
books this book 13 hours, and
this book was 13 hours. This book was 13, and honestly, doesn't seem like it would be 13 hours. Like I've seen books this size be like 8 hours. Like what's going on, people?
And that's one thing that frustrated me. Well, I can't talk about words. The narrator, he talks so slow, so you can like cut a bunch of stuff out. I think that's what I was trying to say. Like you can. That's why reading at 3 speed is not impossible. Yeah. We could also throw in the novellas because I think there's 2 in between here as well.
Novellas. I think the only novella that I've read for this series is the prequel novella with. I
read that one first.
You read that one first, which I'm just like, way to spoil yourself for literally everything.
I mean, you would have found out within the first few pages that that's what it was.
Yeah.
But let's see. So you have The Darkest Pleasure, which we just read. Then you have The Darkest Prison, which is 3.5. The Darkest Whisper, which is 4. The Darkest Angel, which is 4.5. Technically, The Darkest Facts, which we cannot care about because it's 4.7. And then The Darkest Passion, which is 5.
They're like 13 hours each. How much I ignore my family. Yeah, I don't think Heidi would be too happy about that. Whoa, holy.
It didn't move that much, but like it's still terrifying.
It was a noise. Yeah, it was like right next to you. It was loud for me, so it had to be loud for you. Oh god.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I saw a cockroach in my garage the other day, and my garage is right behind me. So my first thought was not the books fell. It was I'm being eaten by the cockroach because it dug a hole through the wall during the middle of our conversation.
So like the cockroach is like the Kool-Aid man and just busting down the wall. Oh my god.
Here
okay, so let's.
What? Ooh, Audible Escapes does have. It's an hour and 51 minutes for the first one. Ugh, we still have to deal with this guy. Why?
Which guy?
The guy that does the same audiobook.
I think like for like the entire series, I think it's the same narrator.
Unfortunate.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about your bad luck.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay, let's not get too crazy. Let's just focus on the 2 books. Let's just do the 2 books.
You can focus on the 2 books. I might try and add them in.
Okay.
Just because at 3 speed, a 2-hour audiobook is only about 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can do it. Like, power through, girl. Like, you do
it tonight.
It's
too much.
Okay. And you still have to read Name of the Wind.
Yeah, I know. I
still have to read Ass Apprentice too.
47 minutes left of that one.
In which one?
Of Name of the Wind.
How many?
The Name of the Wind, which I really like. He called The Name of the Wind recently, and it almost killed him.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, he like nearly suffocated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's what you get for calling the Name of the Wind when you don't know what you was calling. But how many hours you have left?
22. So I started with 27 and now I'm at technically 23 because let's just round up from 22 hours and 47 minutes to just say 23.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So wait, does 4.7 try to make you care about Cronus? God, I hope not. Honestly, like I haven't read any of the novellas except for the prequel, so I have no idea.
It's a companion. So 4.7 is ironically, I, Kronos, King of the Titans, powerful warrior god, defender of the people, hereby command you to read and I already don't like it. Okay. Command you to read and enjoy the words of the Underworld guide. I am not mentioned nearly enough, but that is you're mentioned too much, but that is neither here nor there. What you will find in this guide includes note from those vile fools, the hunters, interviews with the lords of the underworld as organized by the irreverent whelp William the Ever Randy, a candid discussion about the lords of the underworld among their women, answers to questions readers have been dying to know, and an intimate look at my very own sacred scrolls. As I said, you will read and you will enjoy. That is your mission. Nay, your honor. Do not disappoint me. You will not like the results. Just ask Aaron, keeper of the Demon of Wrath. Bad things tend to happen. This Lords of the Underworld guide is also available in the anthology Into the Dark.
That's so nice.
If they have it on Audible Escapes, I might attempt it. It's only 186 pages, which means it should blow by. In theory.
Yeah, in theory.
Although Darkest Prison, which is an hour and 51 minutes, is only 65 pages, so it's about 3 times that much. So it would be like at least 2 hours of my life. We'll see how we go getting through the others.
Yeah, we'll see.
Although that one came out in 2010, and The Darkest Angel, which is 4.5, came out in 2016. Which means it's going to have stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't read them, so I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
No.
Anybody? No? We've already decided we're going to read 2 books for next week. So, and then we talked about the books that we're reading next month. And
we could talk about the books that we're reading after that, which will be the Kitty Couture books, which I finally got my hardcover copies. Yay!
Yay!
And if Harlequin comes out with all of the paperbacks, I'm probably going to end up getting those and then returning the other ones because those ones are super cute.
Yeah, these ones are cute, but I'm going to keep both editions because, yeah, I'm weird. Got them all.
Gotta catch them. I will say that the hardback versions that I have, not the ones in your hand right there, the cat looks kind of creepy in it. Like, I'm pretty sure the cat's the one that's the killer. I'm calling it now.
The cat killed them all. Oh, yeah, this cat. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get the cat.
That one. Like, it just looks like it's ready to murder you. I was like, and the other ones that you had, the paperbacks that she has from Harlequin, they're so cute.
They are adorable. I like them. I like them a lot. All right, everybody. So that is it. We will see you next week for books. Same time, 6 p.m. Arizona time. 4 books 4 and 5. I hope you all have an amazing week. We're halfway to Friday and the weekend. And yeah, you can follow us on all the social media. The links will be in the description box below for you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.